Yasser Allah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yasser Allah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yasser Allah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Achad, Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Basar HaHakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I was a high GMSspiritwindLevi. Today I want to go into a topic entitled, tribulation, exercises, endurance. Something along those lines, because I was reading Romans, the 5th chapter, but I was reading it in the NLT. Where it says that tribulation exercises endurance. It worded it in a way to let you know that, like, tribulation is there to build endurance, and endurance build character. So certain things that we go through, all right, be it your job, your personal circumstances, all right, whatever it may have you, is there to exercise something. It's there to exercise endurance. And if you look up the word endurance, let's go back to dureth, I believe, and it means to make tough. So the Most High is making us tough. All right, He's making us tough through circumstances. That's where you get the word callous from. Callous is somebody that's hard bitten. Like if you have a wound, you get wounded, then what happens? You grow callous on that wound, because it's your body's protective mechanism to keep you from getting hurt in the same spot. So when you go through certain things, or any type of hurt, emotional hurt, mental hurt, whatever it may have you, is there for ultimately you to build callous in that department, man. It makes you tougher. All right? It makes you tougher. So tribulation, adversity, challenges is there to make you tough. Is there to make you, like I said, tough. And endure goes back to dureth, which means to make tough. As it says in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. So we cannot forget that this is a challenge of endurance, man. We have to know the nature of the game. What's the nature of the game? What's the obstacle? What's the objective? Is to endure. And there's a balance to everything. There's certain things that you don't put up with if you don't have to put up with. But certain things is just you're gonna have to inevitably endure, man. Set that heart aright and constantly endure. All right? But just know the nature of adversity, the nature of tribulation is to endure. The nature of it is for you to build endurance. All right? And endurance, all right, makes you tougher. All right? If you are a long distance runner, you have a different objective than a sprint runner. All right? But this truth, this challenge within this truth is not a sprint run course. It's a distance run. And if you run as a distance runner, all right, 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, you're going to have to pace yourself differently, man. It's a different ball game. All right, it's a different ball game, man. You don't jump off and just haul ass, man. You mentally prepare for a long run, literally. All right, so you find your pace. All right, you find your pace. All right, if you're listening to certain music, all right, you don't listen to like rap or anything that'll just make you throw off your pace. All right, I mean, it's up to you, but this is just a recommendation. If you were to literally run a long distance, you want to listen to music that'll cause you to just get full of energy in an instant second, because you're gonna burn out that energy. So either you're gonna listen to music that's more mellow, that allows you to keep your pace, or you're just not gonna listen to music at all. You're not gonna listen to music at all. All right? Because the most important thing is endurance, and the mechanisms that allow you to endure, one mechanism is to keep your pace. So you have to run in a pattern. You have to run with a pace. So if you're on a treadmill, you might jog at 3.5 miles per hour, which is not technically a run, it's a jog. But you might run at 3.5 miles an hour, 3.2 miles an hour, but that's a pace. Now you have a breathing pattern. You might breathe through your nose and out your mouth, or you might slowly breathe through your mouth and out your mouth, whatever your breathing pattern is. But you got your miles per hour that you run, say 3.5 miles an hour, and you might have a breathing pattern, all right? And of course, you swing your arms in a certain pattern as well, all right? But if you're going for the long run, it's more about steadiness, all right? It's about steadiness. It's about consistency. It's not about speed, all right? So you get your technique on point. You get the mechanisms that allow you to create a certain pace. You just keep your pace. Like I said, you're positioning, you're planting yourself for a long run. You're not planting yourself. You're not planting yourself for. You're not planting yourself for a short run, all right, or a distance run. So same thing with this truth, man. You find your pace. You find your reading pattern, all right. You find your video production pattern, all right. You find out what. These are mechanisms that create endurance. When you link up with the brothers and you do lessons, that might empower your spirit. So you need that mechanism for endurance. You need something that motivates you and inspires you to go for the long run. You listen to certain videos that builds your spirit up, all right? You have certain extracurricular activities that balance you out. You know, you got to feed your flesh a little bit. You got to decompress. Those things are all mechanisms, all right, that allows a man of Yahweh by Shema Shai to endure for the long run. Or you might have a day like Shabbat where you just sit and watch movies, you know, just kind of unwind, all right? Like I said, you get around brothers, you find that inspiration. You do a lesson with a brother, you have a conversation with a brother in the spirit, and it might trigger other lessons, other topics. That's what you need. You want something that builds your spirit up and creates more spiritual benefits, more spiritual outcomes, not something that is poison to your flesh all the time when you're just in this dead state, you know? But tribulation exercises endurance, and we have to remember that tribulation is like resistance. You can't build anything unless you're challenged, unless you're resisting. You can't build muscle unless you're resisting the weights, breaking down muscles and going through muscle soreness. Okay, it's the same thing, man. All right, but you have to find your groove, find your pace. All right, implement these different mechanisms that ultimately create a brother who can endure, ultimately create a good running technique in the spirit. You know, you do one video a day. Some brothers might do 3 videos a week. They have to run at a slower pace, but it's all about that consistency. Can you consistently produce 3 videos a week? Can you consistently produce 5 videos a week? But then you have to ask yourself, what constitutes your ability to produce videos? All right, what constitutes your ability to make videos? All right, is it that you're always roundabout in a roundabout way in the spirit? All right, because your video production is a result of your input. Oh, and I can't forget too, like, also part of your endurance is juggling your life in the spirit and your life in the flesh. So part of endurance is maintaining your mundane life, maintaining your physical life. You know, some of us got to do better with our bills, man. It's easy to get distracted and lose that discipline. So we got to pray to Yahweh Shema Shai to give us that balance to maintain our regular life. Because if we had to put our regular life on camera, a lot of us would be sweating bullets, man. So we can't be negligent in our regular life as well. But that's part of that race, that pace, having that balance while you're running. All right. But, that's pretty much the point, these different mechanisms that allow you to run with the pace and the spirit. The brothers run with different pace, man. All right. But the thing is to find your pace so you can endure for the long run. But to the next time, shalom.